When you're blue and kinda lonely too, you'll find a smile will go a long, long way. Though you're down, don't sit around and frown. A little smile will go a long, long way. Never grieve, just try to make believe the sky is blue, although you know it's gray. Don't you pine, it's just a waste of time. You'll find a smile will go a long.
Aboard Ron and Jen's Great Escape, and this is episode 149. Imagine that, huh? And we're getting pumped up for the holidays. We got our jingle bells out. We got Frank Costanza with the Festivus pole. We got our stocking hung by the chimney with care that hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. Well, soon. We're starting early because it's Christmas. Thanks Christmas. But we don't want to look past Thanksgiving, and we'll get into Greg'sUSA.com and their wonderful Thanksgiving dinner that you should order now. Don't wait. Yes. And we'll get into that in just a second. Thanks to Greg's for sponsoring us, also for O'Hara Senior Care Services, and also Operation Stand Down Rhode Island. We'll tell you what they're up to. Something big, too, coming up in just a few seconds here. Before we begin, how about this? Maybe the last Beatles song ever was released last week.
What's so crazy about this is to say, there's a new, last week everybody was saying there's a new Beatles song dropping. A new Beatles song after 45 years. And I think the thing that's even more stunning about this is that they did this with the help of AI. Mm-hmm. And you say, well, what did they have to do? It has to do with separating their voices from the instruments and cleaning it up and making it really clear that each instrument and each voice and each sound, that it all works. We didn't have the technology to do that because it was such an old song.
It was a cassette tape.
Yeah, and they're saying, imagine what the AI can do with JFK's great speech.
Oh, my God.
Imagine what AI can do with Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech. I mean, it's just, they're talking about AI restoring film and music and voices, so I think that's exciting, but then there's the dark side.
There's always a dark side to everything.
And the president actually, last week also, on the heels, just a few days before the song was released, passed a bill, an executive order saying you got to pump the brakes on AI. There's got to be regulation and oversight.
So the tune is called Now and Then.
Yeah, the tune is called Now and Then. Excuse me. And John Lennon recorded a demo of the song with piano and vocals in 1978. And AI software developed by director Peter Jackson was used to clean up Lennon's vocals and feature them on the track. And actually, Paul McCartney, he also added a slide guitar to honor George Harrison.
Yep.
And George Harrison, for his part, he recorded something for the song in 1995.
Imagine that.
Prior to his death. So I just wanted to mention this because it kind of was a big deal last week. And I will just say this. When I heard the song, think of it this way. You don't remember a lot of what people say to you, but I think at least for me, I remember how people make me feel. So that's how we retain lots of things because we get older and we forget. When I listened to this song, did I find it insanely appealing? No. Did I find it, it's not upbeat. It's not energizing. It's not something you want to run to. It's not something you want to, if you're going on a long car ride and you got 4 people in the car and you're going snowboarding up north, it's not that kind of a tune.
I thought it was a little maudlin, quite frankly.
Yeah, well,
but it's still cool.
Yes, but here's what it does. It takes you back to a time. You're listening. It gave me goosebumps because it brought me back to a time when there was no technology. And you're listening to this raw music that, is in the same genre as, 60s and 70s greats. And you had to listen to it on vinyl, and then there was 8 tracks. So it's just for the older people, I think viscerally what it does for you is just really take you back to a glorious time when things were a hell of a lot more simple and we didn't have all this, bombardment of news and news cycles and technology where we can all hate on each other so easily. It it's kind of amazing to listen to a song like that you know is 45 years old by such an incredible group of musicians.
It's a little misleading to say that it's the first release by the Beatles in 45 years, because about 20 plus years ago, they released Free as a Bird, which was also based on just a tape recording of John at the piano. They also redid Real Love, same thing, and that was all engineered by Jeff Lynne of the Electric Light Orchestra, who a lot of people say is the fifth Beatle. But this is a much cleaner.
Was it the complete, though? Because what they're saying about this song is this is the complete Fab Four. So maybe there was 3 on those tracks. Maybe there was 2. I don't know.
No, all 4 Beatles are on the tracks of Free as a Bird, which really isn't a good song. The Real Love, I think, is a pretty cool tune. They are all on that. George was still alive for that recording.
I'm
But
going to look that up.
This one's really cleaner because of the advanced technology. It's pretty amazing.
I'm going to look up your info, because not that I don't trust you. I just don't understand why the news cycle, why people wouldn't say that then.
Check
it
out.
They actually released the entire, brand
I ain't making
new
it up.
music. Was it brand new, never before heard
Never
music?
before heard.
Okay.
Free as a Bird was never before heard.
Now and Then will be released. It is a new Beatles song featuring the complete Fab Four. So
All right.
in
So
45 years.
just Google Free as a Bird.
Okay.
As I get into something else. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right.
It's not that I don't trust you. I just don't trust you.
Oh, I programmed 2 classic rock stations in my lifetime.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And I carried like 5 weapons. And
that's really frightening if you stop and think about it.
a grenade,
Yeah.
a 38, a 9mm, an M60 machine gun, an M60,
And
M60.
guarding nuclear,
Yeah, and what else? I had one other, a 38, a 9mm.
guarding nukes too.
I had something else. I don't remember what it was.
All
I'm
right.
not- Yeah, I did.
Well,
guard
check
them.
out Free as a Bird anyway.
I did.
Got a question for you, and I posted this as one of our commentaries
A weird
that
life.
you can read on rinewstoday.com.
You wrote a lot this week.
I did.
Last week.
Yeah, last week. Yeah.
Was it
No,
last
no,
week?
yesterday.
Yeah, well, no, but the column before that, you wrote a lot. I remember thinking, wow, there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think it's this week, but
Oh.
check it out. And the question I asked is this: should fast food workers receive tips? Should you tip the person at Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks? You're going to throw some change or some bucks at the swing through Wendy's window. I don't know. That's
Well,
one to think about.
Can I answer that?
Yes.
As somebody that worked at Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks and always tried to be pleasant, if somebody gives you really good service, which is really hard to find these days, and they're attentive and make eye contact and say, hey, good morning.
Yep.
How are you guys doing today? And they're pleasant. Yeah, I mean, if it's like 50 cents, throw it in the bucket. It
See,
adds up.
I'm the direct opposite.
Oh, I know. Ron, we went through a drive-through one time, and she tried to keep his change, and he's like, can I have my change?
Yeah. Well, listen, I don't think anybody. I agree with George
I
Carlin.
wanted to do that.
I agree with George Carlin. No one should be rewarded for moving laterally.
And he's not cheap. But
What?
And,
No,
you
I'm
know,
not cheap on any stretch of the imagination. I'm a really good tipper, but I don't think I draw the line there. DoorDash, by the way, has informed their customers that 0 tip orders will take longer to be delivered. Isn't that nice? So there's the penalty.
Well, how about
using
this?
DoorDash.
The supermarkets, they're asking you to do work. You're working for them at self-checkout.
I know.
They're asking you at self-checkout for a tip. But get this. You go to the thing. That you're working for them in that 2.2 seconds or
Yep.
however long it takes you to bag your own groceries. They make you pay for the bag now. And then they want you to tip
On top of it.
on top of it on the way. Who the hell are we tipping? So we're giving them money to make us work. If you do that, you are profoundly ignorant. And I don't like to talk like that. But you know who gets the money? The corporates, the suits. Why would you do that? And people say, oh, I feel guilty. I don't. Would you like to give to Children of the Corn? No. Would you like
and
to
then they ask you for donations
Right.
to charity.
Would you like to give to the 4-legged child? I do not.
No.
Not today. Would you like to give to Red Cross or this one or that one? How can I possibly say yes to everything? I can't.
How about this? How about you take the dime that you're charging me for a GD shopping bag and give that to a charity?
Oh, well, and
Of course they're not going to do that.
And at PetSmart, it's the way they phrase the question. They say, would you care to help homeless and dying animals in need? Now, come on.
Would I like to? Sure.
You're
Can
right.
I?
I'm like,
no.
no, I can't because your products are grossly overpriced
Right.
to begin with.
Right. And everybody's scraping for nickels.
Damn it.
Scraping for nickels. There you go.
Scraping the nickel. I closed my doors on Halloween this year.
Yeah, I did too.
I shut the lights.
I
I did a
did too.
Ron.
I think Halloween's on its way out. That's just me. But
Really?
yeah. Free as a Bird.
Free as a Bird is a single released December 1995 by English rock band the Beatles. The song was originally written and recorded in 1997. Oh, he had to prove his point, and I guess he did. I'm glad we didn't make a bet. Well,
There you go.
I'm still going to do some research on it. I don't know.
It's not a very good song, but I like Real Love. That's really good.
Yeah?
So, yeah, really, really good.
Well, listen to Now and Then, and it's about it's about somebody who's longing for a relationship. Sounds like they're in a relationship, but they fight and they break up and come back together, and then break up and come back together. I long, I wish that you were around every now and then. That's kind of the basis of it.
And yeah, it's a
kinda
little.
like
I found it a little maudlin, but I'll give it another try. Thanks to O'Hara Senior Care Services. You can reach Brenda Lee O'Hara at 401-345-1811, o'haraseniorcare.com. They treat your loved ones with care and compassion like they are their own. And also, not too early, actually, get on the ball if you want to order your Thanksgiving din-din from Greg's, gregsusa.com. They're 4 great locations, and Jen has done this in the past. And, I mean, it's all you got to do is heat it up, and then you take all the credit in the world, right? Yeah, all the credit in the world from Greg's. The meals are all white meat turkey breast with rolls, gravy, mashed potatoes, squash, stuffing, cranberry sauce, and peas. And don't forget great desserts, too. Now, they sold out real fast last year. They usually do. So you can pre-order now online at gregsusa.com, or you can call them, too, and the phone number is right there on gregsusa.com. Do it now while supplies last, and then you let them do all the work, and you take all the credit. Real quick, what's going on with Operation Stand Down Rhode Island? They got a big event coming up. Big event coming up.
I think I might even take Hazel with me to Operation Stand Down.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you allow that?
No, I would not allow that, but anyway.
There you go. The Boots on the Ground for Heroes Memorial is taking place at Gillette Stadium. They're traveling outside Rhode Island for the very first time. They're going to display this awesome, just breathtaking memorial at Gillette Stadium. The memorial opens up Friday, November 10th, and Saturday the 11th from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. It will also open from 9 a.m. to 12 on Sunday, November 12th. So if you've never seen this and you want to do something if you're compelled to do something for your comrades, if you're in the service or have served, or if you want to go see, maybe you've never seen anything like this before.
It's moving.
Yeah, it's just at the time we live in. I think to honor the men and women that are currently serving and that will serve, that will go off in these really, really scary times right now. God bless them. So go do that.
All
Operation Stand Down, osdri.org. Great organization. I love you. They saved my life, and I really owe them everything, to be honest with you, them and the Lord. So
401-383-4730 for Operation Stand Down Rhode Island. Got a couple of stories from Jen's news.
Are you going to do that story though?
I'm going to close with that.
Okay, because here's the deal. Ron's going to do a story, and if you should do it now, because we can tie it into. Your family might suck, but you can have great food, so get it from Greg's. And then, Ron.
Do you find yourself in need of a minute alone when you're with family during the holidays?
Oh, hell yeah!
Most of us do. According to new research out, a new survey, 2,000 Americans, miserable Americans, who are traveling to visit relatives for the holidays, reveals that they can only spend an average of 3 hours and 54 minutes with their family before needing to get outside, go for a smoke or go for a walk or do something, or take Hazel for a walk. 3 in 4 respondents will hit a point, Jen, when they need time away from the crowd. People can get pretty creative in how they escape. 25% admitting that they have hidden in a relative's house. They hid in the house to get a moment alone.
Yeah, you go in the can.
Yeah, 37% say that they've even made up an excuse to leave the house alone. You want a little tip?
I got diarrhea. I have to go home.
No. Here's a good one.
That's a good one.
This is a really.
No one wants you around when
this
you have
is
to
a
run.
really, really clean one. This is a really clean one. All right, and it's an easy exit.
Yeah.
Just like when you want to get out of a meeting, have a friend, not a relative. Have a friend you set a time when your friend calls you on your cell phone. You keep your cell phone alarm on, and I have to take this call. What? Really? Oh.
Well, you're not lying,
what?
Really.
The water tank broke.
Well, that's a lie.
I got to get home.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a clean exit instead of saying I gotta take a dump, and 2 hours later you're still in the can.
Well, taking a dump and diarrhea is usually uncontrollable. So if you're running away with diarrhea,
well, you don't do that.
You're trying to save, I guess.
You're at the dinner table.
Atmosphere. You don't want to offend people.
See, I'm giving you a nice clean with just a soft lie. The water tank broke. Holy shnikes, I better get home.
Yeah. Is a white lie the same as a lie, though? That's
yes,
not
it's
lie.
just a different color.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't that...
A lie is a lie. Of course,
See?
of course.
Hey, the Rockefeller Christmas tree is chosen from
Rockin'
many
around
trees
that
all around the
Christmas
country.
tree.
And this year,
Have a happy holiday.
yeah, it's from upstate New York. The tree is a Norway spruce
Doodle-doo.
that measures 80 feet tall and 43 feet in diameter. It was donated by a family from Vestal, New York, about 200 miles northwest of New York City. The spruce will be cut down next week in preparation for the annual lighting ceremony hosted by Kelly Clarkson, now really super skinny.
Kelly Clarkson?
Have you seen her?
She's up, she's down. That's dangerous.
Well, yeah, the people are saying, this is so mean. They're saying, boy, Ozempic looks great on you.
Oh,
yeah.
that's just not
Yeah,
right.
they're really being fresh about it.
Why can't people be nice to
if
each
she's fat,
other?
she's picked on. If she's skinny, she's picked on.
She accomplishes something. She wants to lose weight. She accomplishes it, and then people mock her for it.
Well, here's the thing. I saw this great reel on
Bastards.
Facebook. Yeah, I know. People just, they blow. But I saw this thing on Facebook, and I loved it. And Jennifer Aniston, I stopped, and they were asking a question.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't like the way she looks, though. She did something to her face. She looks harsh now. I don't know.
No, that's Courtney Cox that looks harsh.
Well, yeah, one of them. But no, Jennifer Aniston doesn't look the same. Anyway, so they said, what's a piece of advice you would give somebody that you found hard to take when somebody gave it to you? And she says, I just don't don't give a shit what anybody says about you or thinks. She said, because people think lots of things about you, and so what?
That's where I am.
And she says, so what?
That's where I'm at.
They're going to think it, so what? And I was like, that's terrific.
Yeah. You know what?
I forgot why I brought that up.
When you have to get to a certain position in life, though, to be able to say, I just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
All right? You can say that on YouTube until the government intervenes.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
I don't either. I don't give two of them.
I don't. You know, I wore the same pants for a year last year. I switched pants. Did you notice?
I did.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything, though.
You
All
could
right.
say something.
And in closing today.
In closing, DiGiorno drops Thanksgiving pizza. Ooh.
That sounds gross.
Is it DiGiorno?
DiGiorno.
DiGiorno.
Make it.
Is mixing pizza and Thanksgiving. They've dropped a new Thanksgiving pizza. It's topped with classic turkey, creamy gravy sauce, diced sweet potatoes, colorful green beans, cranberries, mozzarella, cheddar cheeses, plus crispy onion topping, all on a thick and chewy Detroit-style crust. It's only available this month via the typical retailer.
Good. Hey, don't forget to follow us on the radio. On Saturday mornings.
On the radio.
Yeah, Saturday mornings we try to kick it off with a smile.
yeah,
Ron and
that.
Jen's Great Escape. Yeah, that. At News Radio 920 WHJJ 1047 FM, 7 o'clock on Saturday mornings. And then you can check out the podcast, too, of that broadcast. But also you can listen online at
You can.
920WHJJ.com. Thank you, O'Hara Senior Care Services.
Yes.
Brenda Lee O'Hara at 401-345-1811. Operation Stand Down at Rhode Island. Boots on the Ground at Gillette. You can check it out at osdri.org. And follow us on our commentary, rinewstoday.com, every Wednesday. It's hot. Hotter than a pot-belly stove. We haven't said that in a long time.
Yeah, it is. And final thought for today, listen. Don't give a shit what anybody thinks about you.
And the other thought is, second thoughts never come first. And we'll see you next time.
I like that.
Thanks.